Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this, as you can see from the title, is a Love and Hip Hop Hollywood review. Now I know you guys are probably like, where was the video for the past 2 weeks? But I was traveling and I thought that I would have a location that was quiet enough to film, and I didn't. So I just decided, let me go ahead and compile 2 videos together, and I didn't want to give you guys terrible videos, so I figured I would just do episode 2 and 3 mashed together. I will do it in order, but together in the same video, and then the next video that I do is going to be the next episode. So let's go ahead and get started into the video. Oh wait, before we even start off with that, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Let's engage and get to know each other a lot better. Tell me what you liked about the episode. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me who's your favorite characters. Tell me who you're rooting for. Tell me who you could care less about for this season. Alright, so go ahead and leave that. Make sure that you click the notification bell as well if I did not say that before. Subscribe. Click on the notification bell so that you stay updated to whatever videos I got coming up, because I got some videos coming up. All right, and then also make sure that you leave a comment and like this video, because you know, I just want to know if you guys are liking the content that I'm trying to create for you guys. All right, so without any further ado, and I'm not gonna edit this out, let's get into the video. So episode 2 is entitled The Bro Code. And you'll see why as I devil on into the video. So Lyrica starts off the episode performing to her song Rent. Wanna pay the rent. Bet, wanna pay the rent. I love Lyrica. She is so bomb to me. So Brooke Valentine and Princess are both there to render their support. Brooke Valentine says that it's awesome seeing her girl Lyrica performing, and that she's done with that crazy love triangle between her and Booby from last season. She also says that her and Marcus are in like a weird kind of, you know, communication spot right about now. Side note, I really like Brooke's confessional look. I think, well, Brooke's hair is always laid. Like, shout out to her stylist, her hairstylist, because her hair is always on point. I have yet to see a really terrible Brooke Valentine hair day. Her hair is always on point, so shout out to her hairstylist. Her hair is bomb. So the girls get together right after the whole performance thingy. So it's Lyrica, Brooke, and Princess, and it's like Princess is being introduced to Brooke. I know that they were on the last season together, but I mean, I'm not sure if they, I don't know, but it's like they're meeting each other for the first time, or just being formally introduced to each other for this season. So they're talking, you know, and she's just admiring Princess and how pretty she looks, and Princess is doing the same to Brooke. And basically she looks at the ring, she's like, oh, so I see you're engaged. And Brooke is all showing off the ring like, yes, you know, I'm about to join you married ladies really soon. And Lyrica's like, oh my God. And Princess is like, oh my God, who's the lucky guy? And she's like, Marcus. And she goes, Marcus Black? Yeah, girl, Marcus. And then she goes to explain to you guys. My sis explains that what had happened was Marcus was showing the ring to her mama, you know, and she snatched the ring out of his hand, put it on, and now they're engaged, even though he never asked her and he doesn't know about said engagement. And I'm just like, what? Sis, that's not how it goes, sis. Like, you got that one all wrong. That's really not how it goes. She also then explains that she's a born-again virgin, meaning that she is waiting to get married before she participates in sex. And you know, I think that's very commendable. I don't think that there's anything wrong with waiting for marriage to have sexual intercourse. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. You know, so I'm happy that she's on that route. And I feel like that is a part of why she's acting so strange when it comes to Marcus. Because then she says that she told Marcus that he can go and sow his royal oats as long as he knows that when he's ready to walk down the aisle, it will be with her. It's not really looking too good for Brookie Brooke. It's like, you know that you don't want him to be sowing his royal oats or going around and hooking up with other women. You know you don't want to accept that when you're in a committed relationship. So knowing that that's the guy that you potentially want to marry and you're telling him go and do you because I'm not giving it to you, so you can go ahead and explore, but just know that when you're ready to get married, I will be here. It doesn't, you should not ever allow what you would not accept. And Brooke, we all know that you don't want to just be homegirl, homeboy with Marcus, so why push him along to find somebody else that he could potentially get with? Alright, to each his own though. Princess in her confessional basically says it's been about 6 days since she's seen Ray J. She don't got time for it. She wrote a subliminal to get his attention. She posted a subliminal, and then his mama, Miss Sonia Norwood, and Brandy started attacking her on social media. She said she's over him. She deleted the pictures of him, and she deleted the name and put her maiden name, Princess Love. Lyrica then goes on to explain that she got some beef going on with K.Michelle because I really feel like she don't got the beef with Kimberly. She got the beef with K.Michelle. So she got the beef with K.Michelle. So she talked about how she had beef with K, and how K went on to tell her that she felt she was entitled and spoiled, and that how she thinks she's sleeping with Safari, or she wants or wanted to sleep with Safari. And Princess is like, well, that's not true, right? But Brooke is like, Brooke did one of them church fingers where you like, excuse me. But Brooke knew what was going down, and this said in her confessional that she's not surprised because at a Facebook Live event, she was there and witnessed a lot of flirtation going on between Safari and Lyrica. And Lyrica was not stopping Safari in his tracks. So because of that reason, Brooke is very side-eye right now at Lyrica. So then we move on to them dispersing. Princess is moving ahead, and in comes Ray J stopping Princess. So he basically is like, you know, we got a gender reveal coming up, and you know, we got a baby shower, and we just got to make sure that we on the same page. She's like, don't try to ruin all of my fun or my pregnant fun, because when you was out doing you for 6 days and I didn't see you, now I could do me. And he's like, she said, why you pulling up on me? He said, I pull up on you whenever I want to pull up on you. Ray J is so childish. He then goes on to tell Princess, you know, the going back and forth was not cool. They got to be on the same page. They're about to have a baby together. And he feels like Princess should do a public or say a public apology to make sure that his mama and his sister can see that the apology was made to not mess up the family. She's destroying the family name. And Princess is like, what? I really feel like you should tell your family the real story of what's going on. They should be apologizing to me. And Ray J's like, Princess in the confessional says that she feels like it's funny, like the Norwoods want her to apologize when Ray goes out and does whatever he wants to do, and then because she's mad at it, she has to hide whatever's going on or however she feels. And she feels like they need to apologize to her for taking Ray's side because he's the one who did wrong in the relationship. I honestly have to agree with Princess. She's 100% correct. Princess then ends off the conversation where she basically feels like at this point she might be ended up being a single parent. I'm just like, damn, they better just hurry up and work this out because it'll be an even bigger mess to the family name if stuff is to go more left. So now we move on to the studio scene with A1. He's making some hits and Marcus comes down to see him. So when Marcus comes down, now we get Marcus in confessional. And his story don't sound like Brooke's. His story is that him and Brooke talked about it. They decided that they were not ready to further their relationship. And basically he was showing her mom the ring and she snatched the ring. She told him to go out and do him, sow his royal oats, and he's doing him, but now the doing him just got a little bit more serious. Duh, you think that would happen, Brooke? Anyway, so that's what he ends up also telling A1 is that he's not in a relationship with Brooke. He's seeing other people and he's starting to get serious with someone else. And he says, you know, I left the whole, you know, thing alone with the drama between him, Brooke, and Booby. And A1 also mentions to him the whole situation between Lyrica and Safari. And Marcus is just like, it doesn't really feel like there's anything that's not true about it because he's already heard this information before. He then tells A1 that Brooke actually told him a couple months back that Safari and Lyrica were flirting a little bit too heavy to the point where she noticed it and was like, whoa, was really good. And A1 is just like, so now he's saying in his mind, you know, what's really going on? I gotta check Lyrica on this. I gotta check her because I need to know what's going on. So now, instead of him just going on with the day, he's like, no, we're gonna have to reconvene. I need to go check my wife. So he leaves the meeting. They dap up. He leaves ready to go and confront Lyrica. So in the next scene, we basically see Bridget Kelly and K.Michelle, Kimberly. I believe they're at a spa. I'm not really sure if it's a spa or not, but it looked like a spa to me because why else would they be sitting down together on a couch in white robes? So I think they're at a spa and they're talking, and Kay says she basically just wants to tell her how she's been shaking up LA. So she goes ahead and she talks about how she basically told Lyrica about herself, but she told Lyrica that she was spoiled, and Lyrica called her fake, and so she said, I'm not fake like your marriage is. And Bridget's like clutching her pearls. And then Kimberly says that she basically knows for a fact that Lyrica wanted to sleep with her friend Safari. And and Bridget's like, sleep with? And in her confessional, she basically says Brooke told her that, you know, they were flirting, but sleeping with each other is on a whole nother level. So she's like, I thought K.Michelle had turned into K. And what? Basically, she's saying, I thought K.Michelle turned over a new leaf and turned into Kimberly. Not, sis. They're the same person. So Kay goes on to say, you know, she's had thieves in her life and these type of people in her life. And that's when Bridget cues in and says, well, you know, speaking of thief. Well, she didn't say speaking of thief. But basically, speaking of thief, I, you know, saw Paris and I spoke to Paris and I gave her your number because I thought that. And then Kay interrupts her and says, yeah, she reached out to me. She's like, oh, she did. She said, yeah, you know, and I knew what that was about. And then Kay goes into the fact that she was pregnant and she sent her assistant out to buy some crackers and ginger ale. Long story short, the girl came back. Your card was declined because of some fraud. She researched it, found out that Paris was using her card. She was very upset about that because regardless of the little bit or the lot of money that she earned, it's her money that she earned and it was taken from her without her knowledge. So this is basically what she's explaining to Bridget, who then says, oh, she didn't tell me that whole entire story. But knowing that the story is that deep, it must have really took a lot for her to reach out to you. Kay is like, well, why do you want me to talk to her for? And she's like, well, because I know how much it hurt you. And Kay then goes and tells her, you know what, I really do miss my friend, and it's been a while, and you know, I miss Paris, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to her. And that's how that scene is. So next we see Apple Watts, and I really like how Apple Watts looks in this scene. This is how she should have looked in the beginning, how she should have been introduced. I like that look a lot. I like that look. The look with the red hair. I like that look on Apple Watts. So basically, she's meeting up with Lyrica. She wants to apologize to Lyrica for the night that happened at Solo Lucci's party. And she basically wants to ask for permission to work with A1. And Lyrica decides to meet her. She wants to put pettiness and drama behind her, focus on her. And if Apple says she wants to meet and, you know, just meet up, have a calm drink or 2 or 3 and discuss, she's cool with that. So they meet up and Apple tells her that she's sorry for what transpired. She was just there doing her job, which is what she's supposed to do. And, you know, then she goes on to explain that people label her as just a stripper, a crazy stripper, and she does not want to be labeled as that. And Lyrica says, okay, so you like a stripper rapper? And she's like, yeah, I am. And I respect it. She also talked about the hardship of her getting off drugs, not selling her body anymore, and people just labeling her as a crazy black stripper that opens her legs for money. And she's just so much more than that. And she wants a chance to work with A1, and Lyrica basically says yes. Well, after Lyrica says that, A1 comes walking in, and child, he mad AF. He walks in and you can see the anger on his face as he approaches them and asks them, and then asks Apple Watts what she's doing there. Basically, in his confessional, he says that he was so heated, he couldn't wait. He asked Lyrica to send her location, and he popped up on her. So he basically tells, asks Apple Watts what she's doing there, and she says, you know, she's just apologizing, runs down what happened, and says that she was asking permission to work with him. He's like, oh, all right, well, you know, I'm doing some promo stuff or whatever, you should come out and whatever. So he invites her to that. She says, yeah. Then he basically dismisses her, yeah, I need to talk to my wife. And she's just like, okay. In her confessional, she's like, listen, it's getting a little bit too heated. I don't want no smoke. I'm out. Apple Watts out. I got to go. And I agree with her. She skedaddled so fast. A1 took his seat, and, you know, Lyrica is just like, this was her drink. You know, she's like, you coming here with an attitude. What's good? What happened? And he's just like, so what's up with you and Safari? She like, what's up with me and Safari? He's cool. He the homie. He's talented. He's cool with both of us. So what you talking about? And A1 is like, is you trying to sleep with him? So Lyrica started laughing out, but she doing one of them nervous. I was like, she doing one of those. And he was like, he looking at her like, I know you lying. So she's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And he's like, you know, I know K.Michelle, you know, she be saying some off the wall stuff, but she don't, it be real. She's like, so you believe in this lying act over me? And he's like, well, why are you so mad? She's like, I threw you a birthday party and I invited him and he came and we was all cool and we went to New York and we was hanging out and we was in the chat and you was there in the chat with us. And he's like, I never been in no chat with you and Safari. She's like, yes, you have been in the chat. She's trying to reassure him that yes, you was in the chat with him, with me. Re-jog your memory. And he's like, no. He's like, well, let me see your phone. She's like, you know when you've done something wrong and you know you've been creeping and you trying to sacrifice everything but that phone, and you like, give it here. That's basically what went down. So I'm just like, oh my God. He's looking through it. I'm like, girl, better be nothing in your phone, girl. And he's like, so why is it empty? I'm like, dang, Lyrica, this ain't looking good for you. And you know, she's trying to be sweet with it. So she's, you know, smiling. She's like, I delete some of my messages sometimes. And he's like, and I'm just like, girl, that's your husband. I think he know what you delete and what you don't delete. And he's like, you just full of shit right now. She's like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not doing this. she flings her drink. I'm not doing this. You about to believe her over me? And I'm just like, dang, Lyrica. She gets so mad. She walks out. The producers go after her, tell her to get out the car. It's not about. She's like, no, F this. She ruining my marriage. F k.michelle, F Safari, F everybody. And so she's turned the producer's like, listen, this is really not about k.michelle. You need to go in there and speak to your husband. And she reluctantly she goes, no! But then she reluctantly gets out the car and brings herself back in that room to get that check. And goes right over, and she's like, you know, they get back to sitting down, and he's like, well, why are you so mad? She's like, I'm mad because I'm sick and tired of mother trying to play me. And he's like, if it was me, I wouldn't be, and somebody lied on me, I wouldn't be going off like that. I would just be laughing it off. But he was like, the way she's acting is like there's some truth to it. And then he tells her this is not the only person though. Then says that Brooke told Marcus that she was flirting extra heavy with Safari at the Facebook Live event. And she was like, Brooke didn't say that. Then he was like, yeah, she told Marcus. And she was like, I can't believe Brooke would do this to me in the confessional. So now she's really tight. She feels betrayed because she kept Brooke's secrets and Brooke just couldn't keep hers. So, you know. Now we move on to the next scene. And in the next scene, it's Donatella. Not understanding why she's back because whatever. But she's back and she's basically throwing an event to where Paris, Brooke, and Princess all meet up. Paris says she did not know that Brooke and Princess already met each other, and they basically say they met at the Lyrica event, and in which they bring in cute in the Lyrica and Safari situation, and they banter about it a little bit. And then we move on to Princess telling the situation between her and Ray and the Norwoods. She basically says, you know, after she left the Subliminal, his mom and Brandy started going at her, and she feels like she's being attacked by the family, and now Ray J wants her to apologize. She ain't gonna apologize to nobody. She then goes on to say that Brandy basically texted her, and she was gonna speak to Brandy, but she was on the phone with her homegirl, telling her homegirl the situation. When she hung up with her homegirl, she went back to Brandy's thread, and Brandy texted her on some, you didn't reply back because you scared. And Paris is just like, I can't picture Cinderella doing something like that. And I'm like, Paris, you tried it. She been calling her everything but Brandy. Donatella basically after that joins them, thanks them for coming. Brooke looks to the side and she sees something that catches her eye, and it's Marcus over there by the bar by his lonesome. So she's like, I didn't know Marcus was gonna be here tonight. We talked on the phone today and he didn't even mention coming by here tonight. So she's like, let me go ahead and talk to my future husband. So she walks up to him. He is shocked as hell. She puts her arms around him, so he turning around thinking it's some next chick. But but it turns out to be her. He like, oh, hey, bro, I'm shocked to see you here tonight. So basically, in the confessional, he's like, Brooke is the last person he envisioned seeing at that event, and that he already had plans to meet someone else there. So he's looking at her shirt. He's like, oh, that's a nice shirt. It says so much. She's like, yeah, I wore it because I was thinking about you. And I'm like, girl, he ain't thinking about you, child, please. He not thinking about you. So as she's talking to him, you know, a girl walks up, and the girl's name is Stassi. Now this is the girl that he's getting a little bit more than just, you know, he's getting serious with her. When Stassi walks up, he greets Stassi, puts his arms around her. He's like, hey, what's up, Stassi? He's trying to say Stasia. And Brooke goes, so who's that, your assistant? She's like, I'm definitely not his assistant. And Brooke is like, so is that your girlfriend? You got a girlfriend, Marcus? And he's like, you know. And she's like, I talked to you this morning. You didn't have no girlfriend. So how long y'all been together? 12 hours? And he's like, ooh. So he takes the drink from the bar and hands it to her. And she's like, you do not want to hand me no drink right now, Marcus. So now Brooke is basically saying, all right, so are you saying that for Valentine's Day, for Christmas, Thanksgiving, my birthday? Stassi's like, when was your birthday? And Brooke continues and is basically like, for all those days, are you telling me that she was your girlfriend? And Stassi is like, wait, so you've been with her all those days? And Brooke is just like, Marcus, you know, do you want to go ahead and have this conversation? Pull to the side and have this conversation because, you know, things, you know how things could really go. And, you know, she don't deserve the type of energy that I have right now. And so he took his behind right over there with Brooke, stepped to the side to kind of go and talk to her. So Marcus basically checks her when they go to the side, and he's like, look, I put stuff on hold for you already. I was that man. I tried to give you the ring and all of that, but you was out playing the field doing you. And now that I have the opportunity to do it, you don't like it. I'm not with that. You already said I could do what I gotta do, so that's what I'm doing. And she's like, Marcus, I said that you can fool around, but no emotional attachment to these women. That's not a part of the deal. We supposed to be let's get married. And he's just like, so basically Stassi goes over there to break up the little conversation. She's like, that's enough. That's my man. That's enough. So she goes to break it up, and then she's like, are you happy in your relationship? And he's like, you know, grabbing her by the waist, you know, about to palm her ass. And she's like, don't touch my booty though. And then Stassi is like, you touching her booty? While I'm here with you, you got your hand on her. He like, yo, calm down, calm down. And she like, what you mean calm down? And she getting mad now because why you touching her, Marcus? Why you touching Brooke? Why you holding on to the next chick, Marcus? What's wrong with you? Man, sometimes you can't trust them. So he's basically trying to calm Stasia down, and Brooke interrupts and basically says, let her play her cards right. She can go ahead and get a ring like this. And Stasia's like, what? She got a ring? And then in the confessional, Marcus is like, Brooke stole that ring. I'm like, dang. So basically we go on to the next scene, and in the next scene it is A1 at his promo video shoot, and Apple Watts is there. He's basically saying he's not really feeling the whole vibe that's going on right now, especially between him and Lyrica, and it definitely shows in his appearance. So he goes down and, you know, he decides to chop it up with Apple Watts after they wrapped. And he's like, what's going on? She's like, you know, I'm just working on my music. What's wrong with you? And he's just like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. She's like, yeah. I like Apple Watts. I like her. And then A1 is basically like, so you got some stuff you want to spit? She's like, no, not today. He's like, I mean, if Diddy was here and he was like, spit, you know, you're going to have to. And basically they get interrupted by Ray J. So Ray J interrupts them. He introduces himself to Apple Watts, saying that he's seen her before at Solo Lucci's party, but he did not see her performance live. He saw it on Instagram. making sure that nobody could correlate them two together. I see what you did there, Ray J. You ain't low. I seen it. So then basically, he tells A1 that he's having a gender reveal party, and of course he wants A1 to be there and Lyrica. And then A1 says, well, if Lyrica's gonna be there, I don't want to be there. And he's like, huh? He's like, if Lyrica's gonna be there, I don't want to be there. On some real kindergarten, first grade, second grade type of stuff. So then Apple Watch was like, hey, I gotta go. I'm not trying to be in the middle of y'all BS. I gotta go. So she parts ways. She wants nothing to do with the drama, and I'm here for it, sis. Stay out the drama. So then A1 starts to tell Ray J about the whole situation with Safari and how more than one person talked about it, because Marcus ended up telling him, as well as k.michelle, and he's just like, two people's too much. And I'm just like, dang right it is. Because if more than one person, especially people that don't talk, know your personal businesses, it's like, is it a lie? Do random people know random business? They telling the same exact story? It's not looking too good for Erica. So Ray J basically is telling A1 that he and Safari and A1 have all been friends. They've went and gotten sperm tests done together, so it should be no big deal for them to make it up. Ray J is too childish. Alright, so we're moving on, and in the next scene we see Paris and k.michelle. They're meeting up to talk because they have not spoken to each other in about 4 years. I believe k.michelle said it was like about 4 years since they've spoken to each other. Paris is playing on the piano, and k.michelle walks in and is like, it's all good if you don't sing. And then they basically start, that breaks the ice, and they start talking from there. So now we're basically at the scene where they're talking to each other, and k.michelle is basically saying it was the principal, not the actual act of her taking some money for an Uber. It was the principal that she did it. And she basically was telling k.michelle, you know, look, you're more famous and popular than me, so you coming out and saying that I stole from you, that is damaging my character. You know, k.michelle starts crying and saying that she really thought of her as a friend. And Paris feels like she's basically playing the victim again. It says that k.michelle loves to play the victim, and k.michelle then goes on to apologize to her for ruining her character, and Paris says that she apologizes for pressing the button that charged her card. So I mean, they've made up. It should be all good from here, I think, because I heard rumors in the blogs that state that k.michelle and Paris are beefing once again, and k.michelle is threatening to no longer be on Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, if you guys know more about that tea, leave that down below. I still want to know. k.michelle refers to her beef and healing her beef with Paris as being able to move over and basically start a new leaf, because she's trying to kind of like clear the air with anybody that she's had ill feelings towards, and this is due to, you know, the epiphany that she's had now that she's having surgery to remove all the toxicity out of her body. Okay, you guys, so now we move on to the gender reveal party, and this is the party when Ray and Princess are going to announce what they're having. And you can see that there's a lot of people there. There's also, of course, cast members there, as well as family and friends. So Ray J comes up and he's saying basically that, you know, he's really excited. He says in the confessional that Princess definitely puts it all together. He has to tilt his hat off to her because she definitely did the damn thing, even though he was absent. She did the whole gender reveal by herself, planning the baby shower by herself, and he couldn't be more thrilled for this baby that is coming. And then he says, before that, Princess, do you have something you want to say? And Princess is like, yes, I would like to thank my family from coming all the way from Texas to be. And Ray's like, that's it? So you have to say, and she's just like, and he's like, okay, without further ado. They did the gender reveal and they found out they're having a gorgeous baby girl. The baby girl is here and she is gorgeous, you guys. Like, I have severe baby fever, and seeing Princess and Ray J's beautiful baby girl, Melody Love Norwood, does not make that baby fever go away. She is absolutely gorgeous, so congrats to them. And so now we move on to the family basically talking to them. So Ray comes up to his mom and he's like, it's a girl. He says that he always wanted a little princess, while Princess actually always wanted a little Ray J. So she wanted a boy, he wanted a girl, and they were getting the girl. So hopefully the second time they'll get the boy that she wants. So the mom basically comes up and Brandy comes up as well. And he's like, you know, we're trying to put everything behind us, and Princess wants to apologize, and she's like, I do. She starts laughing, and Mama Sonia goes, that's not funny. And then she goes on to tell her, you know, you try to embarrass Ray J and the family by putting what you did on social media. And she said, you know what? I lost a child before. I do not want you to get worked up, but I will deal with you once that child is done. And Princess says, no, you won't, because I don't care to deal with it after the fact. And then Brandy goes, respect, respect, respect. We got to be respectful. And then Ray J's mom, Sonia, goes, well, she wasn't raised that way. And I'm just like, dang. So she walks off, and Brandy's like, you know, was Princess, why do you always want to fight all the time? I don't know, bad blood between us. And Princess is just over it. She's just like, I have no, when the baby comes, you guys can see the baby, but I'm done. I can't do this. I'm not with the, you know, whatever. And then Brandy was like, you want to fight all the time? Brandy's looking at her like, so she's basically, what Brandy's doing is she's keeping a calm level head while Princess goes off, making Princess look crazy and delusional while she looks like she has resting face. Ray J is such a child. He walks off during their conversation. They're back and forth going, this is not supposed to happen. This is not supposed to happen. Basically, Princess is like, she's like, Brandy goes, you gotta be responsible. You gotta have a responsibility for that baby. And then Princess is like, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Oh, and are you responsible for your kid? And then Brandy's like, yes, I am, and I try to be every day. And then Princess is like, because I be seeing you on the shade room clapping back. And she's like, yeah, because, you know, I'm human and I'm not a punk. And Princess is like, well, neither am I. And that's the point when Ray J walks off like, it's not supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be like this. And I'm just like, Ray J, seriously? You gonna let your wife and your sister argue back and forth, and you gonna walk off? And she the one carrying your kid. So anyway, Princess basically says, you know, she's tired of the fake and phony. She says, you know what? I'm not about to take marriage advice from someone who can't even stay married more than 3 months. And I died. That was hilarious. I stand for Brandy. I love Brandy, but I cannot lie, that line was hilarious. So basically, instead of them showing how Brandy clapped back, because I know she clapped back, but they didn't show that on the episode. They ended up coming to a random part where she's like, okay, give me a hug. And I'm like, what? We know that didn't happen. We know that's not the occurrence in which it happened, okay? But anyways, Brandy goes to give her a hug, and so she just wants peace and harmony. Princess looks so over that hug. She looked like she did not even care about it, not one bit. But there we go. That's how that scene ended. So now we go on to, still at the baby shower, Brooke Valentine is talking to somebody. Lyrica walks in. She's heated that Brooke will go ahead and tell her secrets that she told or I guess she kikied about to Brooke in confidence, but Brooke went around and told Marcus all the tea that they spoke about. So she's basically confronting her at the baby shower. So basically Lyrica and Brooke are going back and forth, and Lyrica's like, oh, I'm gonna be telling something that's not even real. And then Brooke is like, and they going back and forth. The Brooke is like, you effed him, didn't you? And you effed him and you liked it. So she provoking Lyrica now. So Lyrica is like, and Lyrica throws whatever's on the table at her and then tries to push over the table. Security comes and breaks them up. So that's basically how that scene ended. On to the next scene. So now we hit the final scene of the night. And this scene is basically A1 meeting up with Safari. So Safari gets out the car. A1 is walking up. He's like, yo. Safari's like, what's up? He's like, yo, what you doing testing my wife? Safari was like, it is what it is. You can tell when A1's walking up is bad vibes. So obviously Safari picked up on bad vibes and he's just bad vibes too now. So they both bad vibes. And then A1 was like, it is what it is. So he started putting, you know, his securing his stuff in his pocket. So Safari's like, yo, why you putting stuff in your pocket like you about to do something? So A1 was like, yo, it is what it is. So then he was like, yo, it is what it is. And Safari was like, yo, it's just like me. And if she like me too, then you know it is what it is. And baby, when I tell you A1 was trying to jump over that car. Now we've definitely seen situations in Love and Hip Hop Hollywood already when the guys are between two cars. Well, Love and Hip Hop franchise period. When the guys are between two cars. So it's just like, here we go with another storyline like this. Obviously they in between the car because it's going to take them a while to get to each other. Security has time to walk in and bring up the situation, yada yada yada, whatever. But they ended up fighting, and that's how the episode of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season 3, is it season 3? I don't know. The season and the episode 2 will be listed down below. But you know what, guys, I'm like really hungry, and I thought that I was going to be able to like do this video for episode 2 and 3 together and just like mash it up, but the video is too long and I'm starving. I need to take a dinner break and then come back. So part 2 episode 3 coming up next. Later.